Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. It starts April 14th, I believe, so let's get into it. First up is the Shark Flex Styler. This thing is so amazing. It's worth every penny. I never fell into the Dyson hype because $600 for a hair product, no. I hate doing my hair. If I can pay more to make it easier, I will, but not $600 more. So I decided to take the plunge with this because not only is it a blow dryer, it's a curling wand, but it's different. If you guys know, you know, it attaches itself to your hair. Like it literally, I don't know how else to describe it other than magnetizes, and it just does it on its own. It's magic and it's a really cool technology. Apparently it has like this air wrap or air sort of technology that is supposedly less damaging to your hair, which I don't know if that's actually true. I will say the curls don't really last long. I don't even have that hair type where curls don't last long. You know how like some people have super fine hair, they'll like curl their hair and it'll literally drop within an hour? That's not me. So it definitely lasts at least 24 hours for me, but by the next day, I really don't have any curls left. But honestly, it's fine because I don't mind curling it every single day. Like let's say I wanna curl my hair 4 days in a row. I don't mind because it literally takes 15 minutes, like max. It has just changed my life in the hair department. Sometimes I don't do my hair. Y'all see my videos. Like sometimes I look a mess because I rarely do anything. But when I do my hair, I don't dread it anymore because I know that the curls are gonna be so easy to do. And then also the blow dryer is so powerful and it really gets the job done. If your hair is like dripping wet, then that's one thing. I think you should always wait until your hair is like damp or halfway there before you start blow drying, just to minimize the amount of heat that you're putting on it. But yeah, you have a left and right attachment, which if you're not familiar with the product, you do want to note that. Make sure you're using the right one on the right side of your hair. And when you are switching them out, it's very easy. All you do is push down and pull it out. You know, you might have to touch it and it might be a little bit hot, so I try to just grab it by the top, or it's never boiling hot, but just be aware of that. And then I don't know, just putting on the attachments and detaching them is just so easy. It just seems like such a high quality made product. I don't have any Shark vacuums, but low-key they kind of got me there because they sucked me in with this product and I'm like, do I need a Shark vacuum? But they're like really expensive, girl. But anyways, when you are using the blow dryer, you want to push down on this one and make sure you get it at the blow dry shape. All in all, such a good product. I am going to buy this for my mom for Mother's Day because I love it so much. I think she will love it too. Oh, I also forgot to mention that you can pick 3 attachments. So like the curling wands, even though there's 2, that counts as 1. And then I also got the round brush, which I haven't used either of these, and then the flat padded brush. The only hair product I really care to recommend is the colorwow Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. I have like 2 backups of this. It's affordable. I mean, it's not super cheap like Garnier Fructis, but it's affordable for Sephora. Like I think, especially the mini, might be like under $20. The Kenra Blow Dry Spray, it reminds me of that. I feel like they're very, very comparable, except I'm pretty sure this one is cheaper. This is supposed to help with your flyaways and just making sure you don't have too much frizz. As you can see, I still have it because I don't like to overspray this and I don't like to put it at the root because I feel like it makes my hair greasy quickly. Like maybe if you're doing your hair for one night and you're gonna wash it the next day, then okay, go ham, like put it on your roots. Still don't like go ham, but you know, you can put it on your roots, put a little bit more on than you usually would. But for me, I don't like to wash my hair that often, so I just try to keep this like mid to lower, and then I'll do like a little bit in the back. But I noticed that if I overdo it with this product, my hair will get too shiny, like too greasy. But other than that, I enjoy this product and I've repurchased it several times. I don't have a lot for skincare either because I'm very picky. Like I like a lot of high-end skincare that I try, but I'm just never fully convinced to spend the money again on it. But this Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream, I really do think I would repurchase. It's in a new packaging though. I think the new packaging is pretty cute, but I don't know if it's been reformulated or not. So I've been kind of hesitant to pull the trigger. And I'm just trying to find more affordable skincare because I know that a lot of these higher end skincare companies are kind of scamming us. Like, let's be real. Same thing with perfume. Like, these things don't cost a lot to make. And I know that's business. I know that they have to make a profit and stuff, but if I can get the same quality product for a cheaper price, why wouldn't I? So, you know, what kind of recommendation is this? I'm telling you guys that I really do like it. I probably would repurchase it, but I'm in this era where I'm experimenting, like I'm trying new affordable options. This is a cream consistency. It's not gel. It's hydrating. It just makes your skin feel supple. I just really like it. I think it might be a little heavy for daytime, but if you put less of it on, it probably won't be too much for under makeup. I do like this at nighttime because, like I said, it is very nourishing and makes your skin feel hydrated and supple. But I will say, if it's like the dead of winter and my skin is really struggling, this is not quite enough. And this winter I was having tons of issues with like dry spots. It was pissing me off because I don't know, I feel like these products are really hydrating. So I'm like, why isn't it working? Maybe I just need to drink more water. Anyway, really long tangent, but I really adore this brand. I think that they're amazing. I just also want to sneak in here the lip mask. Okay, everybody owns it at this point. My boyfriend owns it. Like, it's a thing. It's a cult following. We love it. I will never stop repurchasing it. I don't care. I've tried the dupes. I'm just loyal to Laneige. I don't know. Okay, fragrances. First up, I have Tom Ford Lost Cherry. This is so overpriced. Like, this is exactly what I was talking about when I said, you know, the markup is insane. But it is Tom Ford. Like, I get it, you're paying for the name, but it's not even like a purse where people can see the logo or something. It's like somebody would have to be familiar with perfume to know you're wearing a Tom Ford scent. And at this point, this has been duped so many times. So actually, maybe I shouldn't be recommending it to you guys, because I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of comparable dupes, like especially the Finery, what is it even called? Like Not Another Cherry or something like that, that you can get at Target. It's very, very similar. I don't know if I want to say that they're dead on because I haven't worn them side by side, but it's a very good dupe. You know, all the dupe houses have dupe Lost Cherry. I'm just gonna recommend it in case you're one of those people who like doesn't buy dupes, or you just want the real thing, you like the bottle, something like that. Maybe you're gifting it to someone and you got it like that. Like, if you have money to buy it and this is like pennies and change to you, then go ahead. And also, you know, it's the sale, so you get a cute little discount. And I will say, like, some of the dupes are not spot on, but a lot of them are. This doesn't have the best longevity either. So everything I said might be a little bit confusing. For the majority of you guys, please go get yourselves a dupe. Don't bother buying this. But for those of you who, like I said, can't afford it, you've been wanting it, you like the bottle, I recommend snagging it now because it's hard to get Tom Ford or a lot of these designers on sale. So a lot of people are gonna be recommending you a Good Girl fragrance, but are they gonna be recommending you Good Girl Supreme? Carolina Herrera Good Girl Supreme is definitely my favorite from the line. And I really want you guys to smell this one. Actually, I looked and it's online only at Sephora. So smell it at Ulta in person if you can, or get your hands on a sample or something, or blind buy it if you're feeling spicy, and just let me know what you think. Or if you've tried it, let me know what you think, because this is just a fragrance that I don't hear people talk about a lot. But if I do hear them talk about it, they always love it. It's creamy, but sexy. So when I say this is a berry fragrance, I don't want you guys to run for the hills. I don't really like a strong berry note in my fragrances. Sometimes it can smell a little childish or like smell like shampoo or like a kid's bubble bath product. So it's not anything like that, but it does have some sort of nondescript fruitiness. You could tell is probably like a blackberry or something like that, but it's not super tart. It's not super fruity. It's just, everything's blended so well. There is tuberose in here, which this fragrance made me think I loved tuberose. Maybe it's actually the jasmine that I like. It has this powdery tonka bean, but it's, again, not too powdery. It's not too vanillic, not too much berries, not too much florals. It's so well done. It just smells high quality, well blended, sexy. It doesn't last very long, which I don't know why that is. I actually feel like my rollerball lasts longer than the actual fragrance, which I think is weird. But I remember when I went to Vegas and I needed a nighttime fragrance, this is one of the ones I brought. A true nighttime fragrance has to be sexy, alluring, maybe spicy. This is not spicy, but it's everything else you could want from a nighttime fragrance, I think. Now this next fragrance is nothing like the last one. This is Burberry Her Elixir. So I know that this came out and a lot of people really liked it. And I just want to say that if you've been waiting to buy it until there's a good deal, now would be the time. But you could arguably wait until it's on third-party sites, because it probably will be at some point, and you could get it for even cheaper. This just smells like maybe a funnel cake with strawberry on top, like a strawberry glaze with real strawberries in it, and then a ton of powdered sugar. There is like this powdery, sugary, almost creaminess to it. It's not a super creamy fragrance, but it's not as musky as the original. It still has that musk. It still reminds me a lot of the original, but it's just not as sharp. Some may think that it's still too sharp, but I think that they did try to taper it off a little bit, and I like it. I do like it a lot. I recommend it. I actually recommend the whole line. So if you don't own any from the line, I think that there's one for everybody. I will link down below my video about Burberry Her Elixir and also me ranking all of the flankers against it. Next up, I have a fragrance that is new to Sephora, and it is Fame by Paco Rabanne. I'm so glad this is in stores. I think that we need to be bringing a lot more fragrances to Sephora because it's a big market, and I feel like we will see more of that happening. I just don't think they have like the shelf space for all of it, because even as is, they barely have the shelf space, you know, for what they have. I think they need to take some people out. No shade. I think Jo Malone, I really like Nest fragrances, but I feel like they don't need to be taking up shelf space. Don't come for me. Juliet Has a Gun can go. There's just a lot that I think are taking up space. Anyways, this is a sexy, summery, fruity fragrance. I think that it's beautiful. It's mango. I don't know if it's jasmine or osmanthus. You know, it's not too serious, but it still has an edge to it that makes it perfume. Just the florals. The florals just make it more perfumey. I think if you've been wanting a good fruity fragrance that smells a little bit more elevated and would last you a bit longer on the skin, you should check this one out. If you like Leisure in Paradise by Simona Andreoli, that type of vibe, like these tropical floral fragrances, this is something that I think you would like. Also, I didn't really like the bottle, but now I'm kind of into it. It's kind of cute. Last up for fragrance is a kayali fragrance. And no, it's not gonna be Yum Pistachio Gelato. That's like the anti-recommendation I have for the sale, but if you liked it, then yeah, now would be the time to get it, right? I actually like most of the kayali fragrances. I recommend Eden, Vanilla, of course, if you don't already have it, Sweet Diamond. I recommend Deja Vu. I don't personally like it, but I think a lot of people would, especially if you like pear and white florals. But my recommendation is a controversial one. It is Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. I think that this is something that is a grower, not a shower. Maybe you didn't get it the first time. You know, maybe you just gotta give it a few more tries. Like, trust me, I am the first person to say, like, I don't like an overwhelming patchouli typically, and this definitely has a strong patchouli. So what I'm saying is, I have just grown to appreciate the note. Not always, but I really like it in here. Like, I've just grown to like the earthiness of it. I think it makes the fragrance a little bit more grounded, because it could have very easily just been, you know, Vanilla Royale, take out the patchouli, and it would have been a sugary bomb. And I love fragrances like that, but I do think that the patchouli just gave it an interesting twist. And I don't know, I think it just challenges your nose a little bit. You know, I don't know, that's just how I feel. But I specifically recommend this for like fall, winter, because the patchouli is quite strong, and at least on my skin, like, it gets sweeter and the gourmand notes come out more in the dry down, because I can smell the Vanilla 28 DNA in the dry down. I can smell it. I definitely get that brown sugary vibe that I got in Vanilla 28. It just has rum and patchouli added to it, and a lot of it. So if you know that you cannot tolerate that, then, you know, kick it to the curb. But, you know, your nose might change over time, because I used to be totally intolerable to patchouli, and now I can enjoy it in certain scents. And some of my favorite scents now, like Ombre Eccentrico by Armani Privé, have a strong amount of patchouli. So, okay, let's get into the makeup. For eyeshadow, I recommend the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I know that this has been out for a while. I recently bought it. I didn't really think that this is something that I would want or need. I have these shades already 100% in other palettes probably, but I like how they're just all in here. I like how it's just all mattes and it's just perfect for traveling. I think the quality of these shadows is good as well. I think the beige is a little chalky. This one's a little chalky, which is typical of these types of shades. I feel like it's kind of hard to avoid that, but the browns are perfect and I just love the way that they perform on the eyes. Then I have the Charlotte Tilbury quad, and this is Pillow Talk Dreams. And again, I love this quad for traveling. The mattes are beautiful, they blend really well, and the shimmers are really nice. I think one of them is a little bit silkier than the other. I think this is the one that's kind of not as silky, like that one's the better one, but I like how it has the mirror. So does the Master Mattes, I believe. And it's just so easy to do a quick look with just this quad. Like if I was going on a quick trip or even a long trip, like a week-long trip, I would want to bring this and I would be able to do a full eye look using this palette every single day. After I bought this, I was so excited that I wanted to buy another quad. So I got the Uptown Girl one. It's like cool tones and everything, and I hated it. I had to return it because the grays were so chalky and not as pigmented. They didn't look good on the eyes. They didn't appear on eyes. Like it didn't have not coverage. It didn't have good opacity. It didn't blend well. The shimmers were trash. So I'm a little bit suspect of the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. Like moving forward, I don't know if I would get another quad without testing it in store first. A lot of people have been talking about the Urban Decay Space Cowboy again. This is a really, really old eyeshadow. I don't think I used it back in the day. I don't know why, but it has the most gorgeous glitter. It can be sheer, like you could just put it on with a really light coat and just have a sheer wash of glitter, and it looks really cool. It kind of looks like your like eyelids are sweaty, or like you put actual eye gloss on them, you know what I mean? But if you layer it, you put a little bit more on than usual, then you will start to get that beige color underneath and even more glitter, and it looks really cool, especially in dim lighting. It's just so addicting to look at, and there's a reason why everybody's talking about it online. So for blush, I have the Patrick Ta Cream and Powder Duo. This is in She's a Doll, and you can see that the cream is kind of a different color from the powder, which I guess I never really noticed that until just now. But anyway, I thought that this would be too bubblegum pink on me. I was worried about how it would work with my complexion because I don't want to look like a clown. I really don't like overly pigmented blushes. Although I can see the quality in that product, like, wow, it's so pigmented, I don't like to work with them. Just blending them out is a nightmare, I feel like, half the time. But I feel like with this product, it has this buildable coverage. And that's not to say that it's sheer. It's just my preference. I like that it isn't super harsh when you first put it on. And I can grab a good amount of the cream blush. Like I did that today. I'm wearing a different color actually. I think I'm wearing She's Vibrant, and I put a decent amount of it on, and I like how I was able to build it up and blend it out and just like manipulate it the way that I want. That's why I don't like when a blush particularly, or even like a contour, any cheek product is too opaque, because then I feel like it's harder for me to manipulate it. But anyway, I really like this formula. I especially recommend the color She's a Doll, even if you're worried about it being too much of a bright bubblegum pink. I think you'll enjoy it. Next up, I have these Tower 28 blushes. These are cream blushes, and I have the shade Power Hour. This one is my favorite personally. And although it looks super dark and intimidating, it is beautiful on the skin. This is also a similar formula to the Patrick Ta one in that it's buildable. So I can put a decent amount of this on and blend it out and not look crazy. It blends really, really well. I actually feel like, just in general with cream blushes, but especially with this one, using your fingers is the best way because it does heat it up. Because it's pretty cold just, you know, sitting there. So once you heat it up, it is so much easier to blend, but I don't like doing it with my fingers. I don't know why. I hate getting things on my fingers, and I just don't think my fingers are good at blending. Like if it's foundation, maybe, but a blush is kind of hard for me. But yeah, so I end up using a brush. But this color is so pretty. If you want that sunburnt kind of color, which I know sounds like, girl, what do you mean? But trust me, it's cute. And then I have Magic Hour, which I thought I would like this one more, but it's whatever. It's a cute color, but I thought it was more unique. I thought it was more of a nudie color, but instead it's just kind of a generic light peach, but still a cute color. I just prefer Power Hour. I also really recommend the glosses from them. I especially love the shade Pistachio. Next up, I have some bronzers. So first up is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and mine's in light medium. I thought that this might be too light for me, but it's actually my favorite shade. Again, this is also like a medium coverage. It's not super pigmented. I like that if I'm trying to do a more natural bronzer, I'm just trying to warm up my face. Like let's say it's just like a concealer and mascara day, and I just want to warm up my face because sometimes I don't look normal when I just do the concealer under my eyes. So I just want to do a quick bronze. I like to use this because it doesn't look overwhelming. It's also just a super creamy formula. I would say it's even creamier than the cream blushes I mentioned. It just is very moist. Not moist, what am I trying to say? Like it's just very creamy in the pan already. So I can just go in with a brush and it's already melting in with my skin. Whereas with the cream blushes, sometimes I feel like it needs your finger's heat to heat it up. I far, far prefer that product opposed to the stick. I think that the stick is, I don't want to say horrible, but it comes with such little product and I didn't really like it that much. I didn't see all the hype. However, I do love this Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This is my favorite bronzer stick. I've tried a few and I just feel like this one has the best formula. It's still really creamy. Like once you put it on the skin, it just immediately goes on very smooth. And you know, it's not like chalk, or I'm trying to think of something else to compare it to. Like y'all remember when the Anastasia foundation sticks first came out? A lot of people thought that they were just too dry. And, you know, I think it was a matte product, but it was just hard to blend and it just didn't go on as smoothly. This goes on super smoothly. It blends super well. It is just great. And I love this color, Happy Soul. For foundation, I only have one recommendation, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I just really like this. I don't know, it's just satin finish. It looks very natural on the skin, which is why I think it's called Beautiful Skin. It blends in really nicely. It just looks good. You don't need a lot of it either. I don't want to sit here and tell you it's the best foundation on the planet, but it is my favorite foundation currently. And I think now would be the time to get it while it's on sale, because anything Charlotte Tilbury makes is too overpriced. But for the most part, I'm an advocate for drugstore foundations. I think a lot of them are just as good. Then I have another Charlotte Tilbury product. I promise I'm not like sponsored or gifted any of these. I've spent my own money on these things, and there are a few products of hers I don't like, specifically like the contour wand. Anyway, then I have the lip liner in Iconic Nude. This is like everybody's favorite, and for good reason. I just think it really is an iconic nude. It is perfect for my complexion. It's perfect for a lot of people's complexion. You know, she has some deeper shades, lighter shades as well, if this one doesn't work for you. But I think this is known as like such a universal, widely loved nude because it just strikes that balance between, it's not too pinky, it's not too brown, it's not too light. And I'm very picky about my lip liners, specifically like my neutral ones, and this is definitely one of my favorites. The formula is good too. Last up are these Makeup by Mario, what are these even called? The Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serums. They're kind of like a hybrid chapstick lipstick. Usually I don't like sheer lip products, but this isn't completely sheer. It's not a waste of money, except for this one, Pink Glow. This one is pretty sheer. You would have to put quite a bit of it on to get that slight pink tint. But these other ones, I have Nude Glow, Apricot Glow, and this one is a shimmer one, and then Petal Glow. These are pretty much medium opacity, and you can build it up to be full coverage. First of all, I love the packaging of these, super sleek. I don't know how to describe this, but the lipstick or whatever this is, it kind of falls apart because it's so creamy. So it's really hydrating on the lips and I love it. But when you're actually applying it, like if you actually want to apply it like a lipstick, it's going to like fall over and it's a whole thing. So somebody recommended in a Sephora review that you use a lip brush with this, and ever since I've been using a lip brush, which maybe you guys would find annoying because if you're like bringing this with you to reapply, that's annoying, right? But what can I tell you? You can still try putting it on your lips. You just need to be careful. You can't just go ham with it because it's not like a solid lipstick. So these just have really high shine and they're very moisturizing. And I am also picky with my chapstick. Like I said, I've been loyal to the Laneige chapstick because I feel like it's super hydrating and it doesn't dry out my lips once it fades. Just everything about it is iconic. And I feel like this has a similar formula, except it has a minty feeling on the lips. So if that's something that you would hate, be warned. But I like the minty feeling. I guess it's supposed to be plumping, but I can't advocate for that. I have no clue if it's actually doing any of that. I just love these. Like this is all I wear on my lips for the most part. Unless, you know, I'm trying to do something different, but for like an everyday lip, this is my go-to. Cause you know, don't y'all ever want to have like a little wash on your lips, a little color, but you don't want to put on a full lipstick because then it might look kind of off. At least I just overthink these things. Okay, guys, I thought this video was gonna be short, but here we are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you plan to pick up any of these at the sale or what your wish list is. I would like to know, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.